Okay, welcome to week 4 of this video journal. I've got 2 cats in front of me who will probably be walking back and forth a whole bunch. And I'm roughly a day late here on doing this video, but I figured better to be a day late than never to do it. So anyway, and that would be, the movement is coming from cats. Anyway, so interesting week that transpired. So let me see if I can recount all the events. It's time starting to blur in weird ways that I didn't know that it would, since I've dislodged myself from a traditional work schedule. Let's see. I went to a networking event, and at the event, I promoted the show and networked, met different people who are in the entertainment industry down here in Austin, which was good to do that. And while I was there, I met somebody who said that they would like to possibly represent me for maybe some voiceover work. I don't know what's going to transpire from that, but I went ahead and sent them a demo recording, and I guess we'll see what happens. So I 4 years ago, I moved here 5 years ago, but 4 years ago, I took some voiceover classes, and the teacher there, who was very excellent, but one of the things that she said was, don't quit your day job for this stuff because it's very difficult to make a living on it. And so, at that time, I didn't want to divide my time any more than I already was dividing it. And so I kind of dropped it. I feel like I could definitely do voiceover work. Anyway, the point is, I'm considering it now because everything's sort of been up in the air, and voiceover is very similar to what I do with the show. So we'll see. Maybe I can find a way to, supplement my income through voiceover work. I don't know, but it's definitely an option. And that running you're hearing is one of my cats getting some exercise in. Aside from that, there's other stuff that's kind of happening underneath that I'm not really going over right now, like trying to set up interviews for the show and other various things. But the point I think I got from this week was I really need to start being very proactive in how I run my day. I don't know how rigid I want to make the schedule, but I might start making it more rigid, just because it's so open all of a sudden that there's a lot of room for my brain to run away with itself, and I can't really tell how productive I'm being, and I don't know. It's very easy to fall into a negative line of thinking, and I'm trying to avoid that. And things are good. It's not that they're not good. It's just they're very uncertain, and they're very amorphous right now. So that's a scary place to be, and I still don't really know what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. And yes, it is exciting also, and I'm trying to enjoy the ride along the way. It's just very difficult because there's so much happening at once, and then there's days where nothing will happen at all, and I have to really push myself to do anything. So thankfully, stay tuned has been very good for me, because I have a built-in weekly structure. The show gets put on Sunday nights, so typically Monday, Tuesday, I'm editing the show and getting it ready for uploading. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm researching, writing, rewriting. Saturday, I'm maybe doing a little bit more writing, going back in and finding audio clips for the show, or making the show artwork, the artwork that I create that gets used for online advertising, but it also gets used to represent the episodes on patreon.com. So there's just a lot going on, and I started selling stuff on eBay this week, just stuff that I've been meaning to sell. I'm trying to declutter, but I got to be careful with that, because no sooner did I start wanting to declutter, but now I've got stuff pulled out of my closet that was hidden, and it wasn't obstructing my view. So now it's like, now I'm dealing with environment stuff again. And I know for some people this may not be a big deal, but for me it is. My environment affects me quite a bit, and so now I'm debating, putting everything back in the closet that I don't know that I'm going to sell, and just pulling out one piece at a time just so I can keep my sanity. So, and then a strange thing happened about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Michael's, I teach drawing through Michael's occasionally. Michael's, the manager at one of the locations I teach in, she asked me if I would be interested in, doing some work there. Well, I asked her about doing work there, and then she seemed interested that I was interested. And specifically picture framing, because for a year and a half after I graduated college, I did work in a picture frame shop, making frames. So I do have experience. It's been a long time since that happened, but I'm sure I could pick it up again. Anyway, I did not go online like she asked me to and try to put my resume in or whatever, because the pay isn't very high. And if I'm going to be putting hours somewhere, I want to make sure that I'm, making something worth my time. And so I didn't end up doing anything with that, and thought I would just drop it and move on. And then, of course, things never work the way I think they will. So I got a text message a day or two ago from the same manager, and she asked me if I'd be willing to come in this Sunday morning to meet with, I guess, the framing manager. Even though I didn't put in my resume and I didn't express any further interest in it, I think they really want me to do this. So, I don't know. I'm considering giving it a shot for part-time, just to maybe see what can come of it. Maybe something can come of it I'm not aware of. I don't know. So, anyway, that's sort of where everything's going right now. It's good. I'm trying to, not sound so doom and gloom about this, because at the end of the day, I tend to, I'm hard on myself all the time throughout the day. But at the end of the day, which it is right now, we're heading up on almost 10:30 here on a Saturday night. I start to get very reflective on what my day was like and whether I did everything I wanted, and typically the answer is no. But I do have, Sunday's show ready to go. It's a good show. The show keeps getting better every week, so that's been very good for me. I'd like to get back to doing some drawing stuff at some point, but I guess it's only been maybe a month and a half or so, or less, since I left Apple. So I've got I got a lot of advice coming at me. People are telling me to, be kind to myself and allow myself to enjoy this transition and the break, and I am trying to do that. And there are moments where I am enjoying it, but there's also so much change and uncertainty, and every day I feel like I need to be firing on all cylinders. And so I feel kind of ADD right now, because it's not just about making the show, it's about promoting, and it's about, that's actually a big chunk right there, and then just all the other stuff, all the other life things that I'm trying to keep in the balance. So I'm not complaining. This is a path that I chose, and I knew it would be difficult. But now that I am here on this path, I will definitely say that yes, it is challenging for ways I didn't necessarily anticipate, some ways that I did anticipate, but now that I'm having them happen, it's still difficult because it's happening. It's not just a theory. Anyway, that's where I'll cut it off for this week. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned next week to see what madcap adventures I get into then. Have a good weekend.